Okay, we'll see how this goes. All right, so what were you saying?
I fucking mental boomed.
Yeah, I can tell. I was watching some. So.
Dude, I don't know. I think I'm attaching too much to wins and losses
Mhm.
right now. Actually, I don't even think. I know for a fact I'm attaching too much to wins and losses because, like, if I think of like objectively about what my goal was
Mhm.
coming into today and for like basically the rest of the season, which is just hammer down resetting and
Yep.
get fucking good resets off.
Mhm.
Like, I actually did that really well today, and I played like objectively. I think on my blocks today, I think I played actually insane. I think
Yeah.
I just RNG. I like this isn't even fucking coping. I actually think I RNG shit teams.
Well, I mean, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
What we got to do is we got to figure out how we impacted the game, right? So that's what we're here for. At the end of the day, climbing from gold 1 or even gold 2 up to platinum 4 really isn't that much of a percentage difference in the players. It's just a shiny symbol. Nice shiny symbol, but keep in mind it is just a shiny symbol. Sad that we missed that.
Yeah, it is.
Melees, but
It's because I was doing 1v1s with Doran's ring
fair enough.
before this. So, and then a meet first game back, I came in with Sapphire.
I don't think we should have walked up there. Like we don't need to get queued by Pantheon. Like back up again. Like that minion that you walked up to last hit there. Is it actually gonna die? Like it might have died. I get it. Okay. I was thinking maybe it wouldn't die.
I'm okay
But
with this trade, to be honest with you.
oh yeah, it's just this level 2, and you
Yeah.
get completely zoned because you don't have shield. That's the thing that I was concerned about. But we're in a position that we like. That is the unfortunate thing about Pantheon is he will one-shot your Voidlings, so I don't like taking Voidlings level 2 here.
Yeah.
But we're doing a good
Bloodings level
job.
2 actually feels like I'm starting to realize feels like shit into most.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't like it in general because like some matchups is good. Like if you're playing versus a mage that can't one-shot your Voidlings and you really just want to fight for shove, like yeah, it's great. But Q is just so good, man. It resets your E. It gives you the best trading tool. It gives you the most threat in lane, right? And sometimes, like, it's something you may not realize, but you can use threat to push a wave, right? You understand what I mean?
Sure.
Do you or
Elaborate.
don't you?
Elaborate.
Okay, so pause for a sec. So let's say you've played Talia and you've played some Seraphine, right?
Yeah.
You're playing one of those characters, really weak early. Waves in the middle of the lane. Um, you play Zed. You're playing versus Zed, and he's got electrocute, and he got a kill level 1, so he came into lane with 2 longswords. Him walking up at you with his W up is going to make you walk back, right? It's like scary. Like him
Yeah.
trying to trade it with you, right? Or it's the same thing with like a Syndra Q or an Oriana ball or an RE charm. All this stuff, it's threatening that it's there, so people will back up, right? And you can use that to just auto attack the wave. You can use the space that you've created to push the wave. You don't have to be actively pushing the wave. That's how all the melee champions get prio. Like if you're ever playing versus a level 6 Fizz, right? Why don't you just walk up at him and shove the wave and roam?
Are you gonna ult
Because
you
he'll
and then
R you.
blow
The
you up?
threat of the R gets him the ability to roam. Does that make sense? So why
Hmm.
like taking E and Q are like maybe better in a lot of situations as opposed to W?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's necessarily right in all circumstances. I don't know Malzahar that much, but I would think that that's a better choice, especially
I
on
think I
Pantheon.
think it's better just taking Q second.
Hmm.
I got to get better at it.
Yeah, because we also get to be very precise and very intentional with the amount that we want to clear, right? With voidlings, we don't get to do that. Voidlings
Well, it's
just
definitely
kind
harder.
of, yeah.
So I think that was actually like looking at that. I think that was actually a really good reset.
Back up again.
Like I TP for
Yeah, we're out of mana. We're out of resources. We got our last chapter because it's 600
well,
gold plus
this
the
is all
futures.
intentional. This is all intentional trying
Yeah.
to blow mana to get to
Yep.
the last chapter. But
Yep.
I'm talking more so about the timing of the reset, not like using the resources. I'm talking about like the actual choosing which wave to hard
Send-
shove to go for the reset
Okay.
on, because that's where the knowledge gap is.
Okay. So why did we choose to do that?
Because the cannon wave should be coming next.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There.
It's 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. So backing
Yeah.
on a cannon is good. I often lose track, so I'll be like looking back at the next wave. It's like, do I want to shove this or not? I forget sometimes
Yeah.
which state I'm in. But yeah, backing on a cannon, especially into a melee, is really good. It makes it so that we don't necessarily have to TP back.
Right. And we don't
Now,
have to TP, but I
so I
don't
I like the teleport.
I don't think that early teleport on Malz is like not going to be used for anything. And
Sure.
um like second teleport, I think it's way more important.
Hmm. Yeah, I agreed.
But
I think we could have pinged bot lane here because Pantheon was hovering, right? Because
since they're doing it.
we know Kindred's going for that mark. Pantheon's walking with her. And yeah, we ping there, but we don't ping at all anymore. Because Ezreal gets that kill, and we need to continue to remind him that there's threat in the area. I would like another ping there, or two. Yeah, okay, we do get that. We do that. My bad. I just saw him get engaged on. I'm like, did we ping? I just want to double
Yeah.
check. Okay, so we did a good job there, actually. My bad. What else? What was the other thing I was gonna say? So with the teleport, the reason why I like it is you want to use your first teleport to get some kind of tempo generally. The reason why I like that we used it there is because the minion wave was center and we weren't going to lose experience. And we're not really going to get another opportunity to use the teleport and have it come off cooldown before 10 minutes. So what I try and do with my teleports is I just really try and use it. Now I know you have a set game plan and it's good. Go for the set game plan every game, obviously. But if you're playing one of your other champions, Seraphine or Talia or whatever you're on, um, try to use that teleport so that the cooldown comes off by 10 minutes, so that you can counter sides, right? Because Pantheon's going to want to roam, and other champions are going to want to roam. And the best way to counter that with your superior wave clear and all those champions is just get good resets with your wave clear and then use your teleport to counter their roams. Um,
Yeah.
but I like that we're trapping Pantheon in lane here. We don't need to kill him. He's already dead. If he gives us a free opportunity to, then do it. But I like that we're not flashing for this. I like that we're valuing our life and just because the longer we keep him here, the more useless he becomes, right? You understand what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, this is Malzahar gameplay. The only thing that was scary was Kindred, because I know Kindred's in the area.
Mm-hmm. And that's talking about pace of game, right? So if we keep him in lane, if we make him still be useless there, we're slowing down the pace of the game, which is what all of your champions want to do most of the time. You can speed if you want to speed up the pace of the lane, then you can try and flash on people and make things happen in those situations. Not really with your champion's identity, but that's what those concepts are. If that makes sense. I don't like backing here.
This is late. This is a hesitation back. I think I get away with it, but I give away tempo, and he
Yeah,
can
and
ult.
that's not what we want to do with Pantheon. Like we were full resources, the book really isn't worth anything in my opinion. Like it's okay if we would have backed a little bit sooner, then fine. But I would have preferred us use that time to hover somewhere instead of just sitting mid. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like Pantheon shouldn't be doing this right now. Pantheon should be like getting vision somewhere or looking for the. Well, he knows what a jungler is. I hate that he. Like I don't like him sitting mid there. I think it's funny that he took demolish. Honestly. Um, but yeah. You got another Milio. This is another
dude, I
one
get
of
a
those.
Milio like actually every game, and it's not even. It's like I
It's a
don't
good
even
collapse
first.
though.
I don't even first pick Malz.
Yeah.
Like I'm usually like third pick, and they'll first pick Milio, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me?
What do you ban?
Asol.
Oh right, we talked about that. I have found that no one picks Asol personally, and everyone picks Milio. So it's one of those things where it might just be, even though Milio's less threatening, in your opinion, than Asol, it might be worth banning Milio because Milio gets picked more, right? Because taking into account like what percentage of your games that ban is going to impact is good. Now, if you don't unban Asol and you start playing versus a bunch of them, then that's something. Hold on, back up here. Back up further. Okay. Okay, so we get the plant. We want to push mid. I like what we're doing. We ping off the Nami.
We do.
There's no. Those are pings. Those are our pings. Okay.
That was our ping.
Okay. I think we could have pinged a little bit more, like just really piss him off. But I mean, we did the right thing. And now we. What are we doing? No, what are we doing?
I don't know. Yeah, this is sketch. It worked out, but it was very sketch. Because he wanted to.
We should be hyper focused on how much gold we have right now.
I mean, we have enough for.
You're 100 off.
No, I'm good. I got it.
Oh, you do have it because futures.
Yeah. We're looking for a reset here.
So this is a situation where if you back up even further. Do we have it now? When do we have it? Because I think we have it.
We have it. We have it at
1,000.
1,000.
All right, back up to when we have 1,000 gold. Because this is what I'm thinking about. Okay. So right here, I think what we do is we ping our Kazakhs to back, we back, get Leandre's, ping the dragon, and take dragon. Nami comes out of base, we go straight to dragon, we get that. Because we're on our huge power spike. Kazakhs will be big health. Ezreal has prio bot lane, checks all the boxes. We can get dragon here. Pantheon's low, right? Kindred's fucking around topside. I really think that's what we want to do here.
Yeah.
So if we were to think about when you're playing a champion like Malzahar, you need to you have a lot of, in my opinion, you have a lot of time in your head, right? Like to just think about the game because there's not a lot of shit you actually have to do.
Doesn't feel that way right now.
Okay.
It's actually, which like I understand what you're saying because like he's very
I just
simple.
mean compared to other champions.
I know, but like I get it. Like, but and I've felt that way before. But
Like what do you think
now,
about right now?
In this game,
Yeah, no, pause. Right,
TPing.
go back. Okay, good. Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's
I think we should have
TPing.
TP'd already. Like
I wanted
here.
to shove the wave first
Yeah, yeah,
to,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Like,
then I just want to make sure that Kha'Zix is here.
yep. So TP now. You made it too late. You TP'd a little bit sooner. Yeah, it's tough with the Kindred.
That was actually a really good Kindred R.
Okay, so back up. Back up like a whole minute. All right, further. Further. A little bit more, actually. To when we go back into base. Okay, now. So, this is good. Why do we look back at our champion?
Uh,
So, like, what
so
I'm
actually, low key, what happened was my alarm to feed my cat was going off, and so I had to, I had to silence it. I was
okay.
wondering. I was like, I want to review this game, and I want to look back at this and be like, what the fuck was I doing with my camera? That's actually what happened.
Okay, so
But
it's
yeah,
we can see if we're looking at the mini map that nothing happened, right? But I want to know if Milio has R, right? So like I'm looking down here and I was trying to figure out if we could tell if Milio had R or not in the fight, right? Because that's super important. So if we play this out, right? Milio R'd. You saw the Milio R someone right there. Who cares if Kindred has R? She has to R sooner, and your entire team can catch up and get a kill. I was thinking, can we R the Kindred there? And I think the answer is yes, and I think she dies. Right here.
I was thinking of flashing on Emilio.
I don't think we even need to flash on the Milio. Like we're in range of the Kindred, and I think we want to R the Kindred because we invested our TP, right? We need to make something happen with the TP. And if it doesn't work, then there's no shot of them contesting this dragon at all. Right now, with they blew some stuff, and how low our team is, they could potentially contest this dragon. Now, I don't think they actually could, but in a different world where they took less damage or something like that, where that happened slightly differently, they could come and hit dragon just because your R doesn't have to get a kill. It should get kills, right? But think about the objectives it can get too, right? And sometimes it's like with a Victor, right? Victor sometimes R's just to force the enemy on a bad reset, right? Or get himself a good reset. Sometimes you just want to R on Malzahar just to make sure that you get the objective. If you know that R'ing them will like force them to back, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah,
That's rough. I really thought that was over. I like the hover, but man, that was
I did too.
close.
It was way closer than it needed to be.
Like, what's going on in your mind here? What do you want to do?
I don't know.
It's fine. Right now, what do you think you should do? Try and pause it when there's a tab. What do you think you should do?
Swap lanes with Ezreal.
Right? Why?
because I can shove and move faster.
Mhm.
But honestly, it doesn't really. It doesn't. I mean, I don't think it ultimately really matters which lane I'm in as long as I'm farm. It's just farming right now, and then wait for my jungler to try and make a pick. Wait for my team to do something to try and make a pick, and then follow
Why
up
wait for
with
your team? What pick tools does your team have?
that. Well, Nami has literally her entire kit, and Kha'Zix has isolation. So Kha'Zix needs me to be there to make a
Mhm.
pick.
Mhm.
So
Getting somewhere.
I need I need Kha'Zix, but I want to farm. My identity is I want to farm to 3 items at least, you know? So
Mhm.
I'm waiting for Kha'Zix to try and if Kha'Zix wants to make a play, then Kha'Zix can make a play and I'll try to follow it. But
How do we make plays happen?
we gotta shove. Shove and move.
Okay. What else? Something in particular I'm looking for here.
I don't know.
Okay, so pause. There's a couple benefits of having your ADC mid. One of those benefits is your support follows them. Um, First off, I'm looking at Ezreal's items, and I'm thinking he probably has enough gold for Trinity Force and wants to back. Okay, so if ever Ezreal can back, Nami probably wants to back, get wards because she's out of wards. They probably haven't backed in a while. So what I want to do is I want to ping them to back to give them that reset because I can shove this Pantheon in hard. It's easy. I can easily get prio mid with Miles Hart. Shove this wave in, tell them to back and go mid. What does that do? Well, the fact that Ezreal's mid and Nami's mid means that they're in a shorter lane. They won't get Pantheon ulted. The Ash arrow is not going to be nearly as vulnerable. They're a lot safer there, and you have your shield to protect you from those things, as well as you're going to be in the lane for a significantly shorter period of time in the side lane. Okay, so that's all good. That's all defensive. The offensive part about it and how it helps us make picks is your Nami has vision. Your Nami creates the vision. So if you put her mid lane, she can help you get vision on whatever side your Kha'Zix is on. Right? And she can help clear that vision, and then they'll walk in and try and get that vision, and then you make a pick. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they'll play it that way, but that's the way that we're wanting to do things, right? I have on the MLA. There's a review with that I did with Tim, like 2 days ago on my RE. We talk about threat assessment and mid game macro, and it's a bit. I'd highly recommend you watch it. It makes a lot of sense, because it's not. It's more. It was more like an RE identity thing, but it works a similar way with Malzahar, because Malzahar also wants to make picks.
Yeah.
So does that all make sense? Like why you want to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not thinking about that in game.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you ask me what I'm thinking about in game right now, like I'm thinking, like I mean, you can tell by my click. I'm already moving mid lane, and I'm like shove, and basically just pin this guy to lane, and then
Mm-hmm.
wait for my jungler to make a play.
So what I
Like
hear
that's
when
what I'm
you're talking
thinking.
about a lot of things, I don't hear you trying to say I want to actively go do something, right? I'm hearing you say, "Oh, I want to pin this guy in lane. I want to play defensive. I want to scale." You will win games that way, but you win a lot more games if you try and actively make plays, playing with your jungler. So you pin that guy in lane, then you ping your jungler, "Hey, I want to go do this." You make decisions. You try and get voices in their head to make them go do something that you want them to do, that you know is good. Now, it's one thing if you have a hard time and your mental stack's so overwhelmed that you can't think of those things in game. And that's fine. That's something you work on. That's something that comes with time. But that's the goal that we should be working towards. The commander mindset. Running this game from your perspective. Malzahar is a carry. He's a hyper carry. You want your team to play around you. And just as much as you don't know shit about Volibear top, they don't know shit about Malzahar mid. They don't know what you want. They don't know what you need. You have to help communicate that. That make sense?
Yeah. I think that this stems from the over roaming problem I've had. Because I don't want to actually make the plays. But see, he's pinging, and then we're like, all right, cool, let's do it.
You're being way too readable.
No, we're not.
As soon as that flash back up, as soon as that flash happens, I just walk away. Play's done. Yep, play's done. Push mid wave.
I guess my dot fell off.
It's also the E shield.
The dot falls off. If the dot doesn't fall off there, I mean, you're right. The play's done. But for what it's worth, if the dot doesn't fall off there and I hit that, then he dies.
One thing that I learned from playing a lot of jungle over my years, time is valuable. It's not just about you need to make decisions. You need to make decisions quickly, and you need to just do them. Right? Lingering around on this, sure, you check out the Kindred, it's good. You know, it ends up working out. But in a lot of cases, look at what you just lost mid lane. You lost half a wave.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about what I just gained. We just gained the entire bot jungle. I just got a plate.
Yeah, you did.
And the tower.
You did, but I think that was unreliable. I mean, if you back up, maybe I'd change my mind.
And we got both flashes.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I think your Kha'Zix was mostly doing that, though. I don't think you were too far. My point is, like, if you want to chase, once you get this, and you can't chase anymore. I don't think.
Right.
I have a mindset of I like taking small wins. If I get something, I'm like, cool. Back to what I want to do. But it works out on your end because of you know, Kindred walking up for no fucking reason and all that. But there's something to think about. There's times to be selfish and there's times to not be. Like, Pantheon, what is this guy doing? God.
I don't know, but I did get that kill because I got because I changed my runes from double adaptive to attack speed adaptive, and look at my fucking autos doing work here.
Yeah.
It's actually a game changer.
You know the funny thing that got me to climb from P3 to D1? The thing that started triggering it?
Attack speed rune?
I changed my rune on Ari to be attack speed instead of double adaptive. As soon as I did it, it's fucking funny. Changer. But I mean, yeah, I think attack speed is very, very good. Unless you like need the double adaptive for a breakpoint, I think you should take the attack speed for wave control. Oh, what is this? No. Oh, what is this, man? This is so bad. Okay, why is this a bad teleport?
Because he doesn't have. No, it's a bad teleport because I didn't analyze the situation.
It's one thing, yeah.
I think that's the only thing. Like, it's obviously it's okay. He's chunked out. Nobody's there. Gwen could be there. There's.
We don't have ult.
There's 4 fucking people. He has no ult. I have no ult. Like, there's a million reasons why it's bad, but the main reason why it's bad is because I didn't fucking analyze the situation.
The teleport location is also shit.
Yeah. Look at that fat wave bottom too. Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Now we don't have teleport for 3 minutes.
I let my whole team die for that wave.
How you doing, man? You gonna hit Masters with me?
I don't know, dude. I feel like I can't lose right now. I'm either carrying or getting carried, so I'm really towing the line between my 30%ers, you know? If I play like shit, my team carries me. And if my team's playing poorly, I'm carrying. So it's like
Anyways,
it's been
back
a perfect storm past 2 days.
And now we do all this. Back up you a little further. Like, why are we here?
Dude, we're fucking fighting over the rift. What do you mean?
In a 4v5, where our ADC is a third health, and our body language encourages the Kazakhs to go in and gets him killed, and we die. We just have to accept the fact that we can't take that Herald. That's huge compensation. We throw our shutdown. That's 200 gold shutdown we threw. And our flash. That's a game-losing play. That's under review. Sometimes you have to learn when to say no.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the same fucking problem.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard one to fix.
It's the same damn problem I've had for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, it's the same problem I've had for fucking months. It's just not analyzing the fucking situations.
So,
and not
pause for a second. Out of curiosity, do you think you're playing with intensity?
Yes.
Okay.
I also think that I'm playing fucking amazing.
Okay.
Relative to my...
I agree. Relative to what I've seen in the past. I think you're playing very, very well. But there are sometimes a few mistakes that can cost us games. And you know, we only get so much agency when we play Malzahar.
Yeah.
If our side lanes are losing, we can't go save them. We can't. If we are the carry, we have to scale. We have to let everything happen. I don't like the play style personally, but you have to make up for all of your teammates' mistakes in mid game. You have to make up for the fact that your mid laner is going to roam and help.
Yeah.
So we can't afford to die like we just did.
No, I mean, we can't. Like, this is... We are winning the game.
Mm-hmm.
At this point. We are actually winning the game.
So it's the reason why I ask about the intensity is like it's this one moment where we make this, and in my head, it seems like you just turned your brain off for these 30 seconds.
Yeah.
We aren't trying to make a decision. We aren't doing anything with intention here. We aren't analyzing the situation. We're just like, oh, there's a fight. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
I think you, like you said, you hated that teleport, right?
I hate this whole exchange.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that like it's a game-losing play. It tilted the fuck out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it actually tilted me so much. And
so how do we take this? The tilt sucks, but how do we take this and make it not happen again?
I don't know. The second that I do that is the second that I hit plat. That's the thing. It's like I don't know. I don't know why it is happening.
I think it's either you aren't playing with intensity or you aren't using your lull states. Because either you're not thinking about, you're not looking and thinking, oh, I need to think before I TP here. Maybe that's something that you just need to learn how to do better with that. Or you need to just start thinking about and envisioning, and this is something I talked about before too with you, the whole envisioning how the team fight is going to play out before it happens. We need to recognize that we're a man down, right? And from here it gets really hard because our team gets caught out, they get the vision, they get the priority, and we get caught out again. And I can see that you're tilted, and it's just really hard to get much from here.
And like that's fuck, man.
But that's it.
Holy loading screen. This game actually broke me.
And sometimes as well, sometimes we got to end the block right after that. I do that all the time. I have a really rough game and I just stop playing. I'd rather play games when we're expressing our best self than when.
That's the thing, is like I'm playing well. I feel like I'm expressing my best self, but I'm just like
Well,
there's
you said what you said was you got tilted off that, right? That's all I'm referring to. If you can drop that after that game and be fine for your next one, it's just something to think about. Sorry if I'm being a little harsh.
No, you're fine. Like, I mean, at this point, like, no matter how harsh you're gonna be, you're not gonna be harsher than I am to myself. So
yeah, but I understand that sometimes we need positive encouragement. I know Curtis recognized that with me very early on, so he is super fucking nice to me every single time. I came for a review, so, and his positive encouragement really helps me. So different people need different things. So hold on. Let's back up for a second. Let me actually focus on this. Go back to the beginning. I'm sorry. All right.
this lane. So we'll go all the way back.
So what did you want to get out about this game? What do you think went wrong?
Honestly, what I need from this game is I need validation. Like, dead ass. I need validation that my Echo was actually a brain dead shithead that was a KDA fucking COD player and was not making the correct decisions, and he should have fucking ganked my lane. That's what I think.
But that's something outside of our control, man.
I know.
I get it. I might be able to tell you that, but if I tell you you're wrong,
dude, if you tell me I'm wrong, I'm gonna mental boom. It's over. I'm doomed. I'm doomed if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong. I know in my soul that I'm right, and I know that I communicate it well too. But
I love that we're eating him. By the way,
yeah, early game. So this is something that I talked with Alados today, and he was gracious enough to play a couple Malz Heart games, and I like took away some of the, ways that he played the lane versus the way that I kind of approached the lane, and he is like significantly more aggressive. Like plays him like a lane bully.
Mhm.
But I was thinking about it, and I think that part of the reason why I don't play him like a lane bully is because I don't go D ring. Because with D ring, I
Yeah.
actually would say that like I could stand up to these trades. As long as I play around my passive or get good trades like this, like that's a good trade.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. It's
And
something
so
that we want to think about, right? We want to think about, can we do that, right? Sometimes heavy trading's good. Like if you have a Shaco jungle and they have a Shyvana, heavy trading's amazing. Because the Shyvana's never going to touch you, and the Shaco could come mid lane and do a whole lot of shit for you if you are both low, right? Or just one of you's low because he really can't trade that back into you and he's disrespecting you.
yeah.
One thing I think, back up a second. All right. I like that we're taking Q. All right, so right now, why are we scared of the Zed Shadow?
Because I don't have E, and so if he reactivates to the shadow and then like just starts autoing me, I actually lose that trade.
No, you don't. Promise you. Promise you don't lose that trade. So you can't stand on top of it, but if you stand a little bit closer, you can stand a little bit closer and maybe bait him into go. Because I can tell you he won't. Because he knows he loses the trade. Because you have a minion wave advantage, right? And you have
Yeah.
Airy that's going to trigger on like every third or fourth auto during that trade. Like, you need to just walk up at him, eat him in his face right here. Yeah, and then Q him. He has no shadow. Yeah, exactly. His shadow's down for another 10 seconds. I don't know why we're scared of him.
I just don't know the shadow.
The shadow is
Cooldown.
like 24-second cooldown or something like that. One. And this is the consequences of us not knowing Zed's cooldowns. Because we're so scared of him for no reason, he's been able to thin this wave and run us out of mana. And at this point, I really wouldn't be trying to fish for those Qs because it's so much mana. You need to be procking your mana flow band with your E. Yeah, this is all a consequence of us not knowing Zed Shadow cooldowns. Because you didn't really punish him when he didn't have Shadow. Dude, stop losing to shop.
Okay, so low key, I've been doing a lot of like.
Okay, back up to when we're in base.
Okay. Every single high elo Korean Malzahar I have watched just send it with uh futures market on every purchase. They actually just send it.
I hate this.
I'm
I
telling you,
absolutely hate this. It's so wrong. It's 100% wrong.
dude, every single one
I
of them
don't
sends it.
care. I don't care what they do. It's wrong. It's mathematically wrong. Like,
I don't know. Okay, I think it's so I don't think that it's wrong in this situation because like here's the thing. I'm have to recall here.
yes, I agree. You have to recall.
I'm not going into a into Seraphs, and I'm not going into Medjai's or anything like that. So I want to buy this,
No, you don't.
the amp tone.
No, you don't.
So what do I get?
The mana crystal.
But then Zed just out trades me like hardcore.
He's gonna outtrade you regardless if you've been trading the way that you have been. Like, you get the mana crystal so you can stay in lane long enough to get another back off. Because okay, hold on, back up, back all the way up, back up. All right, keep going. Like, you go
We
a
are
little bit
at
further
the
than
start
this.
of the lane.
Yeah. All right. Just like tab through this slowly. You don't have to play it, but tab through it. All right, we lose some mana there. We lose more mana there. Okay, cool. More mana. More mana. More mana. Look, we're running out of mana. And then go back to when we were basically out of mana. Right here. A little bit further. Like back. Back. One more. Yeah, here. One more. Okay. Just because we're fine in lane until we start running out of mana. We're taking good trades until we run out of mana. Mana crystal buy, I understand where you're coming from. I 100% get it. But I'm telling you, mana crystal is actually a good buy. I promise you. Mana crystal for you is a better buy than Amp Tome.
I just don't think that Malzahar has mana problems. The only reason that I have mana problems in this lane right now is because I'm investing so much mana into actually trading into him.
Which is how you have to play this lane. Because he's melee and you need to punish him. Because it's free to punish him. Like, I mean, you have two choices, right? You chose to go Doran's Ring. Because you chose to go Doran's Ring, you decided that I want to bully this guy. So therefore, you have to, if you get a bad back, you have to get a mana crystal and a refillable generally when you come back. Like you need to come back with a refillable. Now, because you can't come back with a refillable, you need to come back with potions, and that means that you get the mana crystal. And you also just do not use futures for that, man. It's so bad. I am telling you right now, the reason why those high elo Malzahars that you're watching are doing that is because they play perfectly and they understand the tiniest edge that they can get out of getting the extra potion or whatever. And that's worth the 50 gold. They can translate that into 50 gold. I don't think at your level that you can. I don't think anyone in gold can. It's so much better to just like save that gold. I don't think I can. Does that make some sense? Like, you can do what you want.
I
but
don't know, dude. I'm still like, here's my thought process. Okay. As Malzahar is a champion that wants to accelerate, or if I am able to accelerate my purchases,
Continue.
then why would I not accelerate my purchases? I'm not going into debt. It's 50 gold.
You
but
just
get the 50
delayed your power spike.
No, but you get the 50 gold back when you walk back to lane. Like, yes, I TP'd in this instance, but like by the time you walk back to lane, you have the 50 gold back.
But you didn't need to spend it though. You had a different buy that was better. If you were arguing this that I was getting mana crystal refill and you were arguing this, I would maybe agree with you.
I mean, I'll yield that the buy itself was bad, but like going into debt to get the items on, or to get components, I don't think is bad on Malzahar. I really don't. I think because I can accelerate my income so quickly on the champion, because of how he fundamentally works. I really don't think it's that bad. Like, you don't
Okay.
feel it.
Okay. I'm gonna say something. We can agree to disagree after this if you don't agree with me, and that's fine. I won't bug you about it because I see the merits of your thing, what you're talking about. But Lost Chapter just got reduced from 1,300 to 1,100 gold. The amount that has fucked up the mid lane meta and made mages so much more powerful, and how much more powerful I feel, is insane, right? You have just delayed your Lost Chapter by 50 gold. And that's a quarter of that buff. And I think that's incredibly significant if you're doing it on a consistent basis.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I usually get my Lost Chapter.
Right. But even like in other areas, like when an item gets buffed by being 200 gold cheaper, it's significant because 150 gold.
Then what the fuck is the
like
point? Like, okay, I'll. But at that point, then what the fuck is the point of me even running futures in the first place?
the point
If
of
I'm not using,
the point of futures market is to hit power spikes earlier, right? You want to come out of base feeling more powerful, right? So futures market allows you to cheat getting main items faster. The way that you're using it here and in other circumstances is delaying your power spikes.
then I should just not use futures market at all.
You can
By
use
that
future.
logic.
You use futures market to get power spikes. A power spike is a completed item or lost chapter. That is a significant enough power spike to say, hey, I'm going to go down 50 gold to gain this level of power.
I just don't think that's like fundamentally how I should be thinking about the game then, because like that's so complicated for me to know at any given point. Oh, it's worth it for me to get 50 gold or to go down 50 gold to get a power spike.
It's an
Because we might.
incredibly simple thing to think about though, because the only time it's worth it is when you finish Lost Chapter, you finish your mythic, or you finish legendary items, and sometimes your boots, your tier 2 boots. Those are the only times you use futures market. Those are the power spikes I'm talking about. You don't need to work. You shouldn't use it to get an amp tome. Because that amp tome, buying that amp tome increases the cost of your mythic. Yes, getting your mythic or another legendary item. Getting that legendary item is a significant enough power spike that it might win you a team fight. But, does that make any sense?
I mean, it makes sense. I just like it makes sense, but I don't. I fundamentally don't think it's bad. I
Okay.
just don't. I really don't. I don't think that it's bad because at this point, like, I got the amp tome, which means that I can reset now. Like, I could shove this wave theoretically at this point. I can reset, go into debt for Lost Chapter,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've hit my power spike right on track again, and then I can, farm up, keep going, potentially go into debt for
You can go into debt. You can
for
go into
Leandry's.
10 seconds later.
Yeah,
get
it
your
keeps
item
me,
10
it
seconds
keeps me
later.
on the curve. It keeps me on the curve, or even keeps me ahead of the curve.
Okay, a minion wave is worth 110 gold, 120 gold. Right? So if you delay if you use futures market to get components twice, you delay your next legendary item by 30 seconds. If you use it to get components in your time, you're delaying that by 30 seconds. You could do it again and delay it by another. Every time you use it, you're delaying your next mythic purchase by approximately 15 seconds. Your next mythic or legendary by 15 seconds. And that's the type of thing that I'm calling significant. That's the time loss that I'm calling significant. And if you feel like those minor power spikes are good enough, you can use it. I don't think it's worth it at all. I think it's trolling, but I could be wrong.
But then at that point, like, okay, so then at that point, then why am I even fucking using futures market? Like,
because futures market is worth 250 gold. Futures market gets you that mythic 250 gold faster, which is like a minute faster. So like futures market saves you a minute to a minute and a half over the course of a game of getting your items faster. It's when you want to use that minute and a half. And you want to use it to get your legendary items. You don't want to use it to get a random amp tome.
okay.
Because think about this. So think about this. If let's say you get a base for whatever reason in this game, you don't need to get Lost Chapter using futures market. The ways work, you didn't need to do it. Okay, you didn't use it. Oh, whatever reason, you used your mythic item and you got it on time. You didn't need to use futures for whatever reason. Something happened and caused you to not use it. Next dragon is coming up in 2 minutes. You could either have your next legendary item for it, or you couldn't if you chose to get random components. And having that legendary item is way more significant than having those like a minute and a half sooner than maybe having it like 45 seconds sooner, because then you miss your window. I'm not saying it's going to work out every single time that way, but when I take it, I use it that way because it allows me the flexibility to hit my power spikes. Because the way that you're using it, you're equating that amplifying tome is as significant of a power spike as my Lost Chapter. It's as significant of a power spike as my Leandre's. When it's not. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I could be wrong on all this. You do whatever you want, man. But
I don't know. I like. Okay. Here's what I'll acknowledge. I will acknowledge that it is a problem with the gameplay. I don't know if it is actually what is holding me back from climbing.
it's not, but I think it's losing you at least 5%.
Like, that's the thing, is I don't think that that's what's holding me back from climbing. I think making fucking random ass TPs
Yes.
is what's holding me back from climbing.
Yes.
This is just,
in my opinion, one of them is significantly easier to fix than the other, though.
but one of them gets me significantly more rewards if I fix it.
Yes.
You know?
I agree. I agree. One of them would get you significantly more rewards if you fixed it. Oh, that's rough. back. We have enough money for Lost Chapter. Oh. Didn't stay though. See, I agree with you. I agree with your pings, but it's really hard for that Echo to understand that. Because there's a fight down there and he's trying to, it's compensation. Like, it's an understandable mistake at the Sela bracket. Yes, he's making.
Oh, that's not the bad part.
Yeah.
I mean, that is one of them, but
I mean, back up for a second. A little bit more. Yeah, from here. I mean, can't we just do shit on our own?
no.
I mean, like, if we didn't take that really shitty trade, maybe, but, like...
We just don't have enough mana. And I also don't have enough damage. And I know that he's going to ding 6 here on this wave.
Mm-hmm. But I think we could use the threat of our ult, because he doesn't know where Echo is. You're making it very obvious where Echo is, and his W is on cooldown. So I think we could walk up and push this wave. Like, without being super, super scared of him.
See, I view it differently. I view that if I stand up here and because like there's no world.
Once we use our abilities on the wave, like,
I don't
that's
think
good.
that there's ever a world where I can zone him off the wave. I think that if I walk up here, honest to God, I think that if I walk up here, here's what happens in my mind. If I walk up to, you can see my cursor.
Yeah.
If I walk up here and try to zone him off the wave, what he does is by the time like he just kind of chills, and if he hasn't dinged 6 already, he's going to immediately WQ E on the melees and hitting me, and then he's going to kill the melee, ding 6 on the first minion, ult me, and then I die, even with ult.
Okay. So his W is on cooldown.
Yes, but his W is on cooldown here.
Yes.
Right? So we know that it's like 18 seconds, right? So we go...
It's 24.
So, okay, 24 seconds.
Ish. It's
So this has
definitely
been
above 20.
10, this is 10 seconds.
No, it's been like 7.
No. It's been 12.
Oh, okay.
So he uses it here at 16.
16, yep. And it starts at 24 when it goes away. 22. Still got 10 seconds left on his W. Watch, he'll use it in a second here. He's looking for it now. You can see it came off cooldown. He's looking for it. Yeah. He's using it on cooldown to hit you. Like with maybe a 3 or 4 second delay. Now here I understand. I think we can walk up because if he R's us, we just R him and we just don't take damage. I think this all went so poorly because we don't understand Zed's W cooldown. And I think that's the most of what the learning out of this lane is. I think we could have done significantly better if we understood that. It's a hard thing to understand because like Zed's this weird champion. He's very incredibly unique because he's an assassin that like plays like a control mage. It's probably worth watching Curtis's video on how to beat Zed because I mean that really helped me. I used to fucking die to Zed all the time and it was terrible. But I haven't had much issue with him since then.
I don't know. At that point, like that whole exchange there, like, fucking tilted the shit out of me. Because it's like, why doesn't Echo come? Like, that's a free kill if Echo comes. That guy's just dead as hell. Even like
Yeah,
through
but
that
that's
entire
not in your
exchange.
control.
But it's something that I rely on because I played the lane in a way to rely on it. Because at this point, like originally, it's like, okay, I'm making these plays because I'm like, oh yeah, we can kill him. Like if Echo comes, like we can kill him. And then now I need it from okay, I need him to bail me out so that I can get a reset in. And Echo still doesn't fucking come.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand how that's frustrating, but acknowledge that we put ourselves in this situation, right? And we could not be in this situation if we would have like yes, it's tilting. Yes, it's incredibly frustrating, but the way that I avoid tilting from these situations is recognizing that, hey, I could have done something better. I put myself here, and this, I know how to resolve this next time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a complicated relationship with the whole tilting thing because I used to tilt really hard. But what solved it for me was just like acknowledging the fact that every person in this lobby is just a fucking robot, and you can't control them.
I mean, honestly, the reason why I'm tilting is not because like this was like dead ass a rage roam.
I don't think it's bad though. I think it's good.
It wasn't. No, it was actually a really good roam.
Yeah, this is great. Dude, this is great. What's wrong with this?
But nothing. There was nothing wrong with it. There was absolutely
if
nothing
you're
wrong with it.
raging making these roams, like, man, I think you just need to look a little bit more, because I mean, maybe you're too stuck on his identity of just shoving mid waves. You need to roam on Malzahar. You need to do like prio means nothing if you do nothing with it. This is what I'm talking about, making an active play. That's excellent, man. You actively made a decision instead of letting the game fall into you. Sometimes we have to do that, even when we're playing champions that are hyperscalers.
Yeah. I mean the frustration from it is not even like I misplayed the lane.
Yeah.
And like I can acknowledge that I misplayed the lane. I'm down 30 CS to this Zed.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that there's a world where Malzahar should be down 30 CS to the Zed.
Yeah.
You know, I but ultimately like I executed on what I wanted to execute on, but the frustration is from like not getting the results. That's what the frustration's from.
Mm-hmm. I like that we didn't buy anything else there because we'd be delaying our mythic spike.
We didn't have anything.
Yeah. It's just so like, okay. The decision that you made there is the same decision that applies to futures, by the way. I don't want to belabor the point too much, but the reason, like, why didn't you buy an amp tome there? Because it delays your because it delays your mythic. Right? The 20 ability power isn't worth delaying your mythic. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's a much better example. That's a concrete example. But anyways, York Room Caesar S. But it's one of those things where when we misplay the lane with Malzahar, it's really we have fucking 3 kills. I guess it's fine. It's really hard to, make an impact on the game, but you saved your ass with the roam. And now we're kind of doing what we want. I think we play fine into Riven. Play better into Riven than into Zed, but we don't. But Yorick really doesn't want to be mid lane.
Right.
What we want to happen is we want Yorick to go bot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like at this point though, like I'm fucking like mental boomed. I think I even remember saying like out loud when I at some point in this game, when I've actually never said this in a game, I was like, I don't want this Echo to win. And then I had to remind myself that if Echo doesn't win, then that means I don't win. But like I was actually super toxic in this game. Because it felt like it was out of my control. Well, I felt like the mistakes that I made, like I could have been bailed out very easily, and they
But
chose
that's not
to.
their job. Yeah, it's not their job. You can't control them. Like you can try, but at the end of the day, like it's the frustration of playing top lane. Like sometimes you get weak sided, and you just have to accept reality, right? Sometimes that just happens, and there isn't anything you can do about it. And it sucks. But honestly, I don't feel like the Echo did actually anything that egregious. There's like the one time where he shouldn't have gone bot lane because the play was over and he compensated. And the rest of it at that point, it's like really hard because he's trying to play around his win con in bot lane that he's identified, and that's his choice.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm fucking mental boomed, as you can see here by this play. Actually, low key, this is actually way closer than it.
If we would have E'd first, I think it would have been better.
Look at how close this actually is.
Yeah. But I can tell that we're mental boomed at this point. I don't know. Like, we're 3-0, we mental boomed, and that's really bad. I think this is one of those games that we shouldn't have played. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Clearly there's something else that's like really pissing us off outside of game. Because we're in an we're great. We're so happy. Like, this is such a great scenario. We made a great roam bot lane. Yeah, we messed up our lane a little bit, but man, we shouldn't have played this game if that little bit is going to tilt us that much.
Yeah. Well, don't worry. We played 2 others after.
And that's why you're not climbing, man. I tell you, if you play less and play only when you're full intensity, which includes not being tilted, then things would go so much better. The game's so hard from here because, we don't have our flash. We got Zed ulted, and Karthus ulted, even though we zone used him, and we die. Imagine if we do all this shit and we didn't die, and we have flash, right? It's just makes all of this so much easier. Yeah, this all goes excellent, but it's those little things add up, man.
Yeah.
And you either need to learn to accept that and not be tilted and do those things, or just not play when you're tilted like that. I get it, the game's frustrating, but
No, it's just frustrating. It's frustrating because like it's just frustrating because like I'm not climbing. I can see why I'm not climbing, and yet I can't seem to do anything about why I'm not climbing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Then it's an intensity problem, man. It's an intensity problem when you're playing while you're upset. That's 100% it. Because that is why I didn't climb for the past 2 years. I am 100% certain that is why I didn't climb for the past 2 years. There's no other way that I would have almost hit masters this quickly. I didn't hit masters for the past. I didn't hit diamond for the past 2 years while I played nothing but Camille top, and I sat in plat 4, plat 3 the entire time, getting 300 to 400 games of Camille in a season. Because I played when I was tilted, because I played when I was frustrated, because it was my escape from the world. Solo queue is not an escape from a world. It is a fucking hard thing that is going to tilt the fuck out of you. And we need
okay,
to.
but here's the problem. Like, if I only play when I'm 100% able to play, with 100% intensity, then
Then you can't get enough games in.
I can't get enough games in.
I have a solution for you then. Get a second account. And this is one thing that helped me solve my mental boom. Because I still had some mental boom problems this season. What I did, I don't tilt anymore, which is a crazy thing to say. What I did was I would play games on my main account when I wasn't tilted, because I was hardly ever tilted at the beginning. Right? If I got tilted after the game, I would finish my block on my second account. Or if I felt like, oh man, I can't go to bed before I win a game, I would just play games on the second account. Because that way I'm only expressing my true best self when I'm playing on my main account. And you can get the quality and quantity of games in so you don't get rusty. Because that's the reason why you're playing those games, right?
Yeah, I'm playing them because I need more quantity.
Yep. And you need more quantity to learn things. And there's nothing saying you can't learn things on playing on a second account.
Yeah, but honestly, what I would do at that point is I would play, like, by that logic, I would just play like one game a day. Or I would play and like, so like if I win my first game, I would just not play a second game on my main account.
A win's
'Cause
going
then
to tilt you off the face of the planet?
no. But like by getting a win, then I'm ending up net positive on the day. And if I just end,
No. No. No, it's not about that. It's about
or I then
if you get someone who like tilts you like this game. When you're tilted, you play on those accounts.
but like the thing is, I didn't feel tilted going into this game, but this echo triggered the shit out of me.
Then you play the games after this game on your other account.
I mean, that's fair.
If you I'm not saying you're never going to tilt playing on your main account. You're gonna tilt. It's gonna be frustrating. Just don't play more than one at once. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because that's what I did. I'd get games and I'd tilt off the face of the planet. And I get so pissed because I thought some guy was doing something completely wrong. And then I decided that, I play all those games on my other account. And then I started to see some results because when I was expressing my best self, regardless of how few games I was playing, I was climbing because I wasn't getting rusty. Right? Oh, please tell me. Oh, it's so close, man. I think that's a strategy you need to implement. If you truly cannot get enough games in while you're at full intensity, because you need to play more games in a day while you're not busy, then that's the strategy you have to take. I don't think there is another one. Because I'm the same way. I have a shit ton of other things that I do, and I had the same problem. And that's how I solved it. Is that cool?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else worth reviewing in this game because, we weren't playing at our full intensity. And I think I have to get to bed here soon because
Yeah.
it's midnight.